The new game mode that come out in Genshin Impact just really and truly expose a lot of these content creators that claim they're talented at the game. And I've seen this many before in like esports and stuff like that, where you have these content creators that claim they're really good, but actual try hard, the actual good players never really get that attention. I'm gonna link a video. I'm gonna pin it in the comment section of a guy that cleared the dire state of this endgame mode that every content creators with their C6 this, C6 that is struggling to beat because they lack the talent. He cleared this with like C0 units, and I think there's one C2 which was like Arlecchino, and his Kirk wasn't. He has C1 for Skirk, but he didn't even activate it. So it was kind of scratching my head. I was kind of scratching my head because I'm saying like if all of these content creators, these so-called talented content creators, are struggling with this, how did this pass beta testing? Because surely, if every single beta tester was struggling with this in the beta testing, it wouldn't have never come out this way. So why is that? Why is that? I have the clear answer for you. Like, this endgame is scaled based off of how good your artifact set is going to be. Because it seems like a lot of these brain dead content creators are forgetting that Genshin Impact released something that is really, really cracked recently. What is that? The freaking feathers. The freaking feathers make sure that you have stat rolls in the roles that you want it to, which means that if you have a double crit and you decide that, oh, I want it to roll in this, it will more likely roll into this. And the more time you use this feather, the better your rolls is going to be, which means sooner rather than later, people are going to have some god tier artifacts. And this is what this endgame mode, this dire state, is based off of. So what? Many people are going to struggle with this. Absolutely, they're going to struggle with it at the start. But the more you play the game, the more feathers you get, the better your artifacts become, the easier this dire mode is going to be. Do I think Genshin Impact went a little bit too hard on it? Absolutely. To quote Tectone, Tectone himself said this, like, if Genshin Impact were to add an endgame mode that people can't attain easily, people will crash out about it and say that it's not good and they'll have the fear of missing out. And this is exactly what it's painting out. I can't believe I'm saying this, that Tectone is right, but Tectone is right. Like, I think everybody is just. This is proof that you can't please people. If you make the endgame mode too easy, it's a problem. If you make the endgame mode too hard, it's a problem. Like, to be fair, it's called dire state, meaning that is a very, very difficult section for the tryhards, and all you're missing out on is like weapon skins and stuff like that. That is temporary. It's not even something that is permanent. I could place this to something that happens in PUBG Mobile. Like, if you reach Conqueror level, you'll get like a special cool animation that is temporary. It doesn't hurt my experience of the game, but apparently many of these gacha gamers are so soft that they expect that they should get everything from an end game. And once you have to put in a little bit of effort, it's a problem. The content creator that I'm showing you, that I'm showcasing to you, he did most of it with C0 units, free to play weapons and stuff like that, which is insane to think about. These content creators, these lazy content creators who lack the skills to play the game, gonna come online and complain that they're struggling with this game mode when I don't think it's gonna be. If you're gonna be playing Genshin Impact seriously, you're gonna be fine. For all of these tourists, it's gonna be a lockout for them. Do I think it's okay? Yeah, screw them. Absolutely. Because you're the same guys that quit Genshin Impact because you said Wuthering Waves was more difficult. There is nothing at a level in Wuthering Waves that compares to this. I can't believe this. This is insane. First, now Zenithal Zero is becoming harder than Wuthering Waves. Now Genshin Impact is harder than Wuthering Waves. Is Wuthering Waves the only easy game out there for people that lack talent and can only do Unga Bunga playstyle? It's insane, man. It's insane. Like I the way I'm looking at this, I think that this just expose all these content creators for having no talent at the game whatsoever and claiming that you need C6. If they're barely clearing it I saw a C6 whale play style. They cleared the dire mode in 12 seconds. 12, 13, I think 15 as well. That was a whale's clear time. I believe, and I'm just guessing here, that by the time we reach the level where we have properly built out teams with really good roles, we're gonna be doing like finishing with like 30 seconds left on the clock, more or less, is what I feel like. This is insane. I now see why Genshin Impact didn't want to make real hardcore game game mechanics or endgame mode, because this is what would happen. People would be complaining that it's too difficult, and they'll be complaining that they're missing out on a time limited uh, reward that literally only you are gonna see and a few people that log into your stream or something like that, that will disappear. And my honest thoughts on this, I think Genshin Impact did a really good job. I mentioned this in the past before that I would like to see Genshin Impact come out with an in-game mode where the first three you can get the rewards for free, and it's pretty easy and pretty much everybody can do it. But there'll be two additional stages that doesn't really give you too much reward, but is a little bit more challenging. And they actually come out and do it. Like I didn't see any leaks. I didn't know about this event. I didn't know that this endgame was coming out. I was literally just guessing and thinking that I think it would have been good if they made this endgame mode. And lo and behold, they did. And they even added a dire stage, which is a hidden stage, which is like people are finding it difficulty, which is insane given that the name of it is dire, which dire means extremely difficult. But I give Genshin Impact credit for their implementation of specific features you have to work around with these bosses. There are things that if you play into the mechanics, it will reward you, but if you don't, it's gonna hurt you. I love that mechanic. And the HP inflation, many people are complaining about it, but as I said, once people start building their units properly and stop building it like St. Tontas does it, I think many people are going to clear this very, not easily, but I just found it, it just scratched my head a lot when I look at it and see that how are people claiming that this is difficult when it passed beta test? Surely, surely, if it was that dire as you were saying, then this dire mode would have never come out. Or they would have toned down the HP based on the amount of people that would be in the beta testing telling the company that, yo, this is too difficult. This needs to go down a little bit. I'm struggling with these units. And I'm pretty sure that people were not testing this endgame mode using C6 characters, but like C0 and like R1. I'm pretty sure of that because you're testing when you're. God damn it. Yes, when you're a beta tester, you're not testing like the extreme of the content. You're testing like what an average player build will be. That's basically what they're testing. I don't know how Hoyoverse do theirs, but when I used to do beta testing for games and stuff like that, they used to tell me that I shouldn't try to sweat too hard in this. I should just play like how an average player would play and tell me the experience of it. So I just think this endgame mode exposed everybody. The wooden race content creators that are gonna doom post on this, the whole content creators that are having difficulty with it. Somehow the whales are hitting it with 16 and 12 seconds and stuff like that, but yet people like Brad, who claims that he's a whale and is struggling to clear it in the end. Ooh, that's rough, bro. You're really untalented if that's the case, and it's unfortunate to see, but yeah, it is what it is. It just proved to show that you can't please these people. If you make an endgame move too easy, then complain that it's too easy. If you make it too hard, they complain that it's too hard. I think they did a really good job with it, making that reward being something that is temporary and doesn't really affect people too much is really good. Now putting polls in that reward and just a challenge for people that want to test the limits of their account is absolutely good. This is absolutely good. But people are just gonna find reason to complain about everything.